I put some Vaseline on my forehead, my ears, my back of my neck, anywhere that the bleach would touch, just so that my skin doesn't get irritated. I also put some coconut oil in my hair because I heard that it helps protect it against the bleach. Added the developer to the bleach powder and mixed it up to this consistency, which, by the way, is too thick, I know now. Put some saran wrap around my neck because that's just the kinky thing to do when you're bleaching your hair. Now, as soon as I put the bleach on, I regretted this decision because it's really hard to see it in the mirror. Everything's backwards, it's disorienting, it's freaking confusing. Also, I put the bleach straight on from the roots just because my roots is virgin black hair and the rest of it, as you can see, is brown because it has been bleached once. So I figured that the natural black hair could catch up to the bleached parts because the roots do bleach faster, meaning they get lighter faster. Oh yeah, and I also put saran wrap around my ears because my piercings are still healing, and I also heard that the bleach will react badly with the metal. Just seemed like a nice precaution to take. And here's a little pro tip, don't work so fast that you splash bleach on your eye. Once I finished all of my head, I went back to check some spots that I might have missed, which I did miss some spots, as you'll see later. I put my hair up in a bun, did the front and the little baby hairs that will bleach a lot faster. Then I put the shower cap on to keep everything from drying out. I left it in the shower cap for about 20 minutes. Application took me 40 minutes. So it's finally dry. It's completely super uneven. Let me show you. Look at those roots. You can see the roots are lighter and then it's like darker and then it gets lighter. That's not even the worst part. Let me see if I can show you. I couldn't really reach the back, as you can see, and I worked from the bottom to the top, and as I was getting to the top, I was getting more impatient because it was taking a long time. I believe this side is worse. Look at that. Oh, sexy goodness. Oh my. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad, but it's okay. The second bleach should even it out enough that when I put the blue on top, it shouldn't be too noticeable. Who knows though? I definitely don't. So I gotta go to work like this today. You know, if the color was even, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, I'll work it for a day. But because it's so spotty and uneven, I'm not really feeling it, you know? And look, the ends are a little bit darker too. I don't know if you can tell. We're just gonna have to make do with what we have. So I ended up recruiting help. Sharon came over last night and helped me with the patchy bits, and we also bleached the top layer that was really orange again. I honestly feel like we pulled off a goddamn miracle. I thought it might end up patchy again. As you can see, it's still orange. We used 10 volume developer. Left it on for not long enough apparently. I think it was about, well, so we started on the darkest parts of the hair. We would leave it there for about 10 minutes and then we'd move on to the next darkest part, wait however long, and then go all over the head. It was tricky and literally it would have been impossible for me to do by myself. And then we applied it to the strands the last and we left that on for about, I think only like 10 minutes. That's probably why. We left it on the roots for a bit longer and I'm just, you know, for how haphazard and insane that process was, I'm amazed at how even it is. It's not perfectly even, but it's good enough that when I put dye on top, you won't really notice it, and the differences will actually make the dye look better because it'll add depth. And I didn't really care about going that close to the roots just because I didn't want to damage my scalp because that's where the hair grows from. Like, this looks great. This is super even. I'm really happy with this. Thank you so much, Sharon, for helping me out. Really, I couldn't do it without you. Seriously, I cannot. Yeah, still too orange, so I did do a strand test, as you can see, of the blue. I did a strand test of the sky blue, which is supposed to be my all-over color. And there's still too much orange because it came out teal. Kind of like an emerald green teal kind of thing. which isn't really the color I'm looking for, but if I have no choice, I guess that'll be the color. Because sometimes you don't choose the color chooses you. It's a really cool orange color, and people have actually been telling me that they like this color on me, but it is cool. It just doesn't feel like me. It just doesn't vibe with me, you know? It doesn't vibe. But I am gonna go to Sally's today and see what the girl says. The girl there has been so helpful. Thank God for her. I think I might be able to get like a Wella toner and tone out the orange, hopefully, and then it'll be more blue. Otherwise, I guess I'm going for teal hair. But I'm really happy with it so far. So, what the girl at Sally's Beauty Supply said is that I could tone the orange out by dyeing it an ash blonde color. So technically it isn't toner, I'm pretty much just dyeing on top of it, but it does help. And she said if you put blue on top of the ash blonde, it should turn out blue and not turquoise. So I put Vaseline around my forehead and my neck and my ears as usual, put coconut oil in my hair again. So I applied it here. It makes my hair look a lot darker than it actually is. Once it's dry, as you can see, it is a lot lighter. It came out to like this it's a really pretty color. It's like a honey brown tone. It did take out a lot of the orange. It was still kind of orange. It's a pretty color. But I ain't gonna keep it. So the night before I dyed it blue, I put coconut oil in my hair, my scalp, and I slept on it. I mixed some conditioner into the dye because it was so thick. I applied the sky blue to my strands and the sapphire blue to my roots so that when my hair grows out, it's a bit more natural. As in, there isn't like a stark line where the blue is and my black hair begins. So I took my time with the application. It took me about an hour, and then I put the shower cap on and left it on for an additional 2 hours. Then I didn't use shampoo. I used a conditioner to kind of scrub my roots and help the dye rinse out. Surprisingly, my hair wasn't oily at all after this. It was like the dye acted as a shampoo or something. It looked completely dry after I washed everything out. By the way, I did end up getting blue dye everywhere, but that's okay. Just wipe it dry, spray some isopropyl alcohol on it, let it sit for a little while, the blue dye will drip out and you can wipe it right off. And here it is. I'm done. It's a perfect dark blue, except in some lights it's teal, which I'll show you later. This is natural lighting, and I guess in natural lighting it looks blue. My hair is not very damaged, even though I've bleached it twice, toned it, and dyed it, but I figure probably after I wash it a few times it'll get more decrepit. I just put this oil in it, One and Only Argan Oil, which is amazing. Great stuff, smells like burnt vanilla. It's like a dry oil, and when you put it in your hair, it makes your hair feel like, well, for me it makes it feel like it did before I bleached it. It just feels smooth and not oily and just beautiful. And I feel like a mother freaking badass and I feel like I leveled up. Like, this is me at maximum level. This is me at maximum level. And I feel so cool. It especially feels even better because I did it myself and I suffered through it and it was my first time. I learned a lot. The second time around, I could definitely have a smoother road doing it. I'm a peacock. Let me fly. I feel so cool. I just can't even right now. Oh my god, look at my hair! The sapphire blue dark roots didn't really show up, I think. It was meant to be a bit darker so that my hair grows out smoothly, but can you tell? My scalp is stained too, and I think that's kind of unavoidable if you're gonna be bleaching your hair like this. Or I mean, dyeing it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see the sapphire blue bits, but I'd like to think that it exists because I put in the effort. Either way, I am just so happy with how this turned out. This feels very me, and now I'm worried that I like the color so much, and now I have to dedicate my life to keeping it blue, which is a lot of work. I always run out of breath when I'm talking in videos. It's like I'm like shouting and trying to be as interesting as possible by being like, up here and down here, and you gotta be loud and you gotta be interesting, you know? Know what I'm saying? I think the coconut oil did help, although I'm not completely sure, but it definitely didn't interfere with the bleach or the dye. See, this is pretty orange lighting. It's warm lighting and it looks like emerald green / teal, which it makes me feel like a villain, and I kind of love it. I didn't want teal initially because I felt like it was too Kylie Jenner for me, but... So, I hope this video was helpful. I tried to add as much detail as possible, show you all my failures without making the video too long, but if you have more questions, please feel free to ask. If you're bleaching your hair at home, I want it to go well, so we should share our experience, share our failures, and be a united failure. No, be a united failure that turns into a success. But yeah, I accept this. Hey, love. Hey, love. I didn't get any bleach on you, thank God. Hey, you little scrumpy. It just makes me feel powerful, like. This lighting really brings out the green in my hair. That looks damn cool. Ooh, work it. Oh, wow. It's cold out. This is a total success, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So happy with how it turned out. Ba 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 ba. Oh, you're such a precious little poops. Such a precious little poopsie following me everywhere. You're following me.